Hey y'all, so if you have watched my last few videos, you know I have talked a little bit about whether I was continuing breastfeeding or whether I wanted to stop. So I'm going to share a little bit about my perspective behind both decisions before I share exactly what I'm going to do. So with continuing breastfeeding, I feel like it is super healthy and it's just a different type of bond, the milk coming from my body to support my baby and all the benefits that breastfeeding has. I feel like it's super healthy and just so beneficial for us both. I know the oxytocin that gets released in my body after I finish breastfeeding, I always feel so much better. Um, I have latched a few times actually since I last brought up whether I was going to stop or continue, but I feel like pumping is more my style because it's just it hurts less and it's just easier if someone else needs to feed Saint, then I at least have supply to put in a bottle. But with pumping, you still have to have somewhere to sit down, and that doesn't always work for whatever I might be doing at the time. So obviously latching might be more convenient. But I know they have the hands-free pumps. Those don't work for me because my breasts are too large. So the handheld ones are actually a lot easier for me and they're more efficient in getting the milk out versus the hands-free one. Now, the reason why I wanted to stop was because it is so demanding and I just feel like it doesn't quite work with my schedule, especially with tending to Soul still and having to continue to do my every other day life activities and chores and just all of that. It doesn't work fully, especially that 2 to 3 hour window with Saint. He isn't, babies aren't although always consistent with that schedule. Sometimes they might wake up an hour later or so I can't really depend on that time frame to always fit in a pump, and sometimes I miss a pump, so it just doesn't always work. But honestly, if you could do it a lesser amount of times a day, or the commitment wasn't so you have to do 8 to 12 times, then maybe I would like it more. But I just don't like the fact that you have to do it that many times a day, or your supply goes down. It's either you're all in or you're all out. There's no middle gray area, and that's too much of a commitment one way or the other. So it's if you decide you don't want to stop, you can't really, it's hard to start back again. Or if you are continuing, then you are forced to, continue, or then your supply is going to go down. So just that alone, it makes me not want to engage in it at all. But I do love the fact that, we are able to feed our children, with the supply from our body. I think that's such a fascinating thing. But my final decision is that I am deciding to stop. I did do it for a strong 5 weeks. So, 5.5 weeks. So I'm really proud of myself for that, especially those late night pumping sessions. Because I will say there were some times where I'm like, God, I just want to go to sleep, even though it's only 15, 20 minutes, even the 30-minute sessions. I try to turn on a show to keep me company and just keep me motivated. But those late night pumps were definitely challenging. But with Soul, I didn't really have the knowledge. I honestly did not know. I don't know how I didn't know, but I didn't know that you had to do it the 8 to 12 times. So with Soul, I had a nice supply with him, but I quickly dried up because I thought it was just a morning, lunch, and dinner thing. Now, obviously, he wasn't eating only 3 times a day. I had supplemented some formula, but when I realized that I messed up, it was too late for me to get my supply back. And I was playing catch up, trying to get pump. And it was messing up the time between me and Soul when he was a newborn. So this go round with Saint, I obviously did much, much better. So I was super proud of myself, learning that lesson and doing things differently with Saint. And, with Soul, I had kind of had that option taken away from me because I didn't have, all the knowledge to keep going. So anyway, that is my decision to stop. I am satisfied with the decision. I'm just ready to, move on and hold that memory. Like, yeah, I did breastfeed, for a good month and a half. It was awesome. And I can just now focus on the formula. I am using the same yellow Infamil that I used with Soul. I am using that with Saint as well. Saint, since he did get a good bit of my breast milk supply, his body was used to it, so he has been having a little time with a little constipation. So I did also get another jar, or like the container of the purple Enfamil, because it's supposed to be more for like gassiness and less spit up and just easier on their stomach. So he's having a little time transitioning, but I have been adding a little prune to his bottles and sometimes giving him like a syringe of prune juice just to keep him flushed out and keep him, his organs, his bowel movement still going. So that's been much better. He was constipated for about 2 days. He only pooped like once a day those 2 days. So we are back now regular. His poops are regular to what they should be. So that's pretty much it for the update. I am not going to stress myself out about it because, like I said, it just doesn't quite fit with my schedule. And I feel like everyone has to do what's best for them. And for me, honestly, that's just the best thing because, one, I did get to do it. So I did get to experience it for a few weeks. And also, I don't want it to add more stress. I'm not stressed right now, but I just don't want it to add any stress to the, things that I already have to do. That is just, my time is filled up, my mental is filled up, so I just don't want to add anything else to it. But yeah, so if you guys have any similar stories or want to share your breastfeeding journey, please feel free to comment down below. Or if you have any questions about what I did, I tried to stick to that 2 to 3 hour mark when I did breastfeed. I tried to be ahead of Saint a bottle or two. So, I would feed him and then I would pump, and he would already, what I fed him, he already had something to eat while I pumped. Now, there were times where I was lucky where I could wake up about, 20, 30 minutes before him to pump really quick, not use that supply because I already had a bottle made for him. So that was kind of how I was doing it. I didn't quite get to do my freezer storage, which I really was kind of looking forward to doing. But like I said, it just didn't work out with how I was feeling about the whole breastfeeding situation and the schedule and all that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for my breastfeeding decision. So I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of my little beauty video, and I'll see you guys next time.
good, jump Gucci, fly to Asia, he feeding me sushi. When we it feel like a movie. Rock ain't never been a groupie, still on a hoe, I like my nigga bougie. Tell me you don't never wanna lose me. Tell me you don't never wanna lose me. Tell me you'll 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 never. Keep me a Haitian, I love me a soul. When I get round, I might act like a hoe. When I get round, I might act like a hoe. He wanna split, I feel like Amber Rose. Make up, touch your toes. Hit from the back, I won't move. Nigga, I love when you choke. I'm so conceited. Got a real nigga, don't need no leeches. I want him on his face, now I'm leaving him speechless. So you can call if you need me. Tell me you ain't never ever leaving. When I suck it, I look in your eyes. You better like you mean it. I'm sliding the look, I went in on the coochie. Sticky, no biggie and juicy. Thinking she dreaming, she thinking it's Lucy. We filming no flick and no Cuban. Twist on her like she fidget the Ruby. As soon as we pull up, we hit the jacuzzi. So we take this to the button her back. Ayy, living that shit, no rubber, yeah. Like butter, I'm coming right back. Ayy, ayy. Ain't even whipping, I ain't coming no hoop. The whole eyes don't proud, no truth. She on my top, made a mess, no truth. Tryna earn keep, had a flex on her. Don't even think about the rest, she ain't on the break, she the best on her. Grab my keys. He's speeding no right, while they stand on my coochie. He touching a million coochie. Doing good, I'm Gucci. Fly to Asia, he feeding me sushi. When we f***ing, it feel like a movie. Rock ain't never been a groupie. Still on a hoe, I like my nigga bougie. Tell me you'll never wanna lose me.
Yeah, then you won't remember me. Your face will be the reason I smile, but I will not see what I cannot have forever. I'll always love you. I hope you feel the same. Oh, baby, dirty, the game was so bad. Toy with my affliction, had to fill out my prescription. Come remember, I had to set you free. Away from you to see clearly the way that love can be when you are not with me. I had to live, I had to live, I had to leave, I had to live. Love set you free to fly your feet.
bad bitches. I'm pretty than a motherfucker, hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me, is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around, I look at him like okay. I used to be
High
down
volume,
bad, but
high
now
volume,
a bitch
high volume.
okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker, hoes be looking okay. She think that she fucking with me, is this bitch okay? He said he ain't fucking around, I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now a bitch okay. Down south, bad bitches, street shit so ratchet. Call me JT, aka the soul snatcher. I'm with a booster, a scholar, and a pole dancer. Pussy nigga call my phone, he